Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. It is Tuesday, October the 7th. No music today, no side categories, no birthdays, no fooling around. We're here talking about the Phillies today. My buddy Coco is laying in bed there. I should be there, but I'm here talking about the Phillies. To say that I'm disappointed is an understatement. You know, this team, especially the superstars, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, they just don't show up. They don't show up when the chips are down. I mean, this has been going on for years, right? And you would have thought this is their redemption, this is their shot to make up for everything that's happened in the past. And they're just not doing it. LA came out last night. Jesus Luzardo pitched a great game. Blake Snell pitched a great game too for LA. But when push came to shove, the manager failed us, the players failed us. Going way back, the general manager failed us. Let's talk about last night. Let's talk about what happened at the end of the game. A lot of people are talking about the ninth inning. Phillies down 4-1, making a comeback. To their credit, get 2 hits. Castellanos has a double. They're driving 2. He's on second base, no outs. Got to bring him in to tie the freaking game. So what does our elite manager do? He bunts Bryson Stott, who, in my mind, is one of the better hitters on the team, has good bat control. That play, bunting with a slow runner like Castellanos on second, no out. The manager, he never does that during the year. He never plays small ball like that. All of a sudden, he's doing that. The Dodgers had sniffed it out. They even showed they had what they called the wheel play before the bunt went down. Why? First of all, why do you bunt there when you have a slow runner like Castellanos on second base? Why not let Bryson Stott hit, try to pull the ball to the right side? That would move Castellanos, plus he might get a hit out of it. The Phillies had all the momentum. They had 3 straight hits. They had the Dodgers on the ropes. And you take away all that momentum, like giving the Dodgers an out. Bottom of the 9th inning, you're down by a run. Outs are precious. And you're giving it away. You're giving an out to the other team right there. It's ridiculous. Stott could have got the job done just by pulling the ball. He's got enough bat control that he could do that. And then when he asked the manager, why did you do that? I'll play for a tie. That is the most asinine statement ever. It's going to go down in the annals of Philadelphia sport history. Very stupid comments. That statement alone should get him fined. You're playing for a tie at home. A tie only gives the Dodgers another chance to win in extra innings. You have the Dodgers down. You have all the momentum. The Dodgers are on the ropes. They already made a stupid move by putting Blake Trey in, or whatever the hell his name was, in for relief, and who sucks. And you're talking about going for tie? You go for the win. Ties are for losers. You know the old saying, a tie is like kissing your sister. Right? You get nothing out of it. You go for the win there. You roll that momentum. You crush LA. You win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. Dramatic comeback victory. You take that momentum on to Los Angeles for game 3. This manager is a loser. He is a Joe Girardi disciple. Joe Girardi was all analytics, and that's what this guy is. Probably the book Analytics told him about, because that's what he is. He can't think out of the box. He can't think for himself. He's like a robot there in the dugout. No emotion, no passion. That's what this team is. He mismanaged the bullpen the first two games. I mean, he says Ranger Suarez is not hurt. First of all, before game two, he says Ranger Suarez is available out of the bullpen. And then the time comes, he takes Luzardo out of the game in the seventh inning. Second and third, nobody out. He doesn't give him a chance to pitch out of there, even though he has the ability to strike out people. And he goes, Kokering, fine, Kokering doesn't get the job. Matt Straub doesn't get the job done. Matt Straub, David Robertson, two washed up old guys, okay? Stop it. Why is it that the Dodgers are using their starters like Glasnow and Sheardon in relief? And we're using these old washed up bums in relief, right? It's because the manager can't think out of the box. That's what. He's being outmanaged first two games. You can see the difference between Dave Roberts, who I don't like, but he's a hell of a better manager than Rob Thompson is. And, you can see the difference. The Dodgers just have a confidence about them. They're world champs. They know they're going to. The Phillies, they get so far and they choke. They don't know how to win. That's the problem. The Phillies don't know how to win the big games. The Dodgers do. And that's what you see right there, the difference. So, even though Ranger Suarez is available for game three, Aaron Nola is going to get this stuff. Now, what the heck? Aaron Nola? Knowing Aaron Nola, he'll give up about 2 or 3 home runs. He'll last maybe 2 or 3 innings tomorrow night. So, to me, I want the Phillies to come back so bad and force a game 5 in Philadelphia Saturday, but it's not going to happen. I mean, the Dodgers are going to sweep, and I'm the biggest Phillies fan in the world. You're going to get out to the West Coast. The Dodgers are going to kill the Phillies tomorrow. They're going to pile on. What's scary about this whole thing is the Dodgers win 2 games, and Ohtani, Freeman, Mookie Betts, they haven't even started hitting yet. Ohtani got his first hit in the series late in yesterday's game. He drove in what turned out to be a really run. To me, again, Aaron Nola, Ohtani's going to have a monster game too. Betts and Freeman are going to hit. They're going to knock Nola out early. Then they're going to pile on. It's going to be like 11-1. It is just a shame because the Phillies get the fans' hopes up high. Every year they do this. Winning the division is great, but then they choke. We see Red October. They come to play, and they're like deer in the headlights. They're so tight. With defense, they're tight. Trey Turner gets that ground ball, throw it home, get the runner out. He throws it to the first base side. Runner is safe. He is so tight. I wouldn't be opposed if Trey Turner waives his no-trade contract. Get rid of Trey Turner. You'll never get more for Trey Turner than you will there. He's the batting champion. A team on the cusp of winning it all can use a Trey Turner. It would improve your defense. You could bring in the kid up, Adrian Miller, to play shortstop. You got to bring him up anyway. Trey Turner, and then you just unload that big contract. You could use that money. He is just such a frustrating player. He could be a great player, but it's just very frustrating. It just bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, runners on first and third. That's the time when the batting champion gets the big hit. That is tie the game, and he doesn't do it. Are you surprised? Bryce Harper is just lost. I mean, he seems to like to be trying to hit everything to the moon. Sometimes a single or a double is good. He just seems like he's out there. I think we've seen the best of Bryce Harper. He's a shell of himself. If there was any way to get rid of him, I'd want to keep Trey Turner or Bryce Harper though, because You can always use Bryce Harper as a DH. Once Kyle Schwarber gets the hell out of here. I hate to say that because Kyle Schwarber's a nice guy. He's a great clubhouse guy. He hit 56 home runs this year. But he's like in this slump. What is he? 0 for 21 or something. And he's swinging and striking. So, I mean, what the hell? Just put the ball in play. You know, it's fine what you do in regular season, but when the lights are the brightest, you have a chance to get to the freaking World Series, these guys choke. And it's time to move on, I think, for Kyle Schwarber. First of all, he can't play defense. He can't really play position. All he can do now is DH. Move on from him. You can get somebody else DH. You're not going to get somebody who's going to hit 50 runs, but you're not going to have to pay all the money that Kyle Schwarber is going to collect. The team needs to start over and get younger. And I hate to say that because it's been a great era for Phillies baseball. It's been great. They haven't gotten the ultimate prize. A couple of years ago when they were in the World Series against Houston, we took it for granted. We thought, all right, they're not going to beat the Astros. We've got plenty of years left. They let Rhys Hoskins go. The heart and soul of this team. Think about it. And since he left, the team is okay. They're okay. But do you really think that they have a chance to win one series? Too many guys like Nick Castellanos, stinking Nick Castellanos on this team. Now, this morning, he's bitching about the fans not being supportive when the team is down. Well, guess what? Maybe if you played better, you needed to play like you had your head up your ass all the time, and you're not grumbling and growling and like Moody. Maybe the fans would be supportive. But it's obvious Nick Castellanos doesn't want to be here anymore. He never really liked Philadelphia. He was always pining for Cincinnati. Go back to Cincinnati. Jesus. He hasn't given us the best of him either. I mean, he used to be a doubles machine, hit 40 doubles a year. He used to hit 30 home runs a year. Have we seen that out of Nick Castellanos? He's a liability in right field. He's slow. He's lumbering to the ball on the base path. He's lumbering. I mean, he was overpaid. The Phillies made a mistake. It's solid. I won't say they make a big mistake signing Kyle Schwarber because Schwarber has given everything he has for this organization. It's a shame that he is in this mega slump at this time. But I don't regret signing Kyle Schwarber, nor Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper brought a lot of excitement back to the Phillies and a lot of hope. And at least the Phillies are in it every year. They win the division, they're in the playoffs. Would you rather be the Phillies or just stinking Mets or a sitting Hobart? The GM just didn't do what it takes to go all in, along with the owner, to get this team over the hump. They got Harrison Bader at the trade deadline, which is great. I hope they re-sign him. He got a big hit last night in the ninth. Harrison Bader gives you a lot of enthusiasm, excitement, and he plays great defense in center field, which this team needs. And they got Duran, the closer, which has been great. Although they gave up Mick Gable, who's going to be, as we saw when the Twins came back and he beat the Phillies, Mick Gable looks like he's going to be a hell of a pitcher and a young catcher. JT Realmuto, are they going to re-sign him or they're going to let him walk? That trade may come back to haunt the Phillies. Because if the Phillies, think about it, if the Phillies rebuild, and they tear this thing apart, what are you going to need Durant for? Good teams need closers. Bad teams don't need closers because they hardly have any games to close. So, speaking of which, before I forget, the Phillies stop with the stupid light show with Durant, especially when the team is losing. Nobody last night felt excited with that late show with Durant coming in the game. The Phillies were playing like shit and they were losing. And whoever okayed that last night should be fired because you don't do that. You do the light show when Durant is coming in to save a game. You do the light show when, okay, maybe it's a tie game. You don't do the light show when the Phillies are losing. Nobody feels like cheering and getting all excited about a stupid light show when the team is playing like crap. Stop it, everybody. Stop with that light show. The Phillies are just so gimmicky sometimes. Gimmick. Stop it. They're all analytics. This guy in the dugout, Thompson, analytics. He's a Joe Girardi disciple. He worked with Joe Girardi for many, many years. Joe Girardi was like a robot in the dugout, always looking at his book, analytics, launch angle, analytics. That's Rob Thompson. Maybe that's why he called for the blacklist thing. I don't know. But, sometimes you've got to manage. They went all these years without analytics because you use common sense. Certain times it is appropriate to use the but certain times it's not. But you have to weigh the factors and use some freaking common sense, not just go by the book constantly or go by the analytic department, what they're telling you upstairs to do. Stop. That was the worst thing the Phillies ever did when they went deep into analytics. And they have this office with analytics with 10 people there, cranking out all kinds of facts and figures. They haven't won anything since. It was the worst. The worst. Anyway, I don't feel good about this team. I think they're going to lose tomorrow night. I hope I'm wrong. I hope, by some grace of God miracle, that they come back and they win in LA. 2 games. It's possible. They can do it. But the Dodgers smell blood now. They're not world champions for the team. They want to dispatch the Phillies, get it over with, have some time to rest before it looks like they're going to play the Brewers in the league championship series. The Dodgers know how to win. And they're not going to let the Phillies hang on. They're not going to fly back to the East Coast. They're going to dispatch the Phillies. And as soon as the Phillies get down tomorrow night, they're just going to cave. They're going to pack it in. And that's it. That's it for the year. This may be the end of this era of Phillies baseball. They gave us a lot of good times. But in the end, each year, it's been disappointing. I've been disappointed. Arizona came back, took those 2 games at the bag. Not such a home field advantage anymore. Having your home games at the Citizens Bank. Arizona took those games. They lost the World Series to Houston. And last year, the Mets embarrassed us in the Kings. Every year, so, I don't know what to say. As soon as the Phillies season ends, maybe tomorrow, we'll see who gets fired, who stays. We'll see what kind of changes we have all when we talk about it. What kind of free agents, what kind of trades they make. But it's easy to see they cannot run this same team back again and again and again and again. They got to make some major changes, not just tweaking it here and there. They got to make some changes. Will Zach Willard be back? Andrew Pater, you got to get him up and see what he's got. Justin Crawford playing the outfield. You got to make some changes. Alec Boat, does he stay or does he go? Bryson Stott, solid player, but he disappointed this year. Trey Turner won a batting title, but he's definitely got his faults. JT Realmuto is a free agent. To sign him for a couple of years and bring him back. If not, who else do you have in the catcher? The bullpen, as we see, is still bad. Other than Durant, you need to build up that bullpen again. The starters, thank God for them. Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez won't need to go. Wherever we see the last of Ranger Suarez. The manager says, we could use him in game 2. We should have used him in game 1, blah, blah, blah. Now they're not starting him in game 3. Will we ever see Ranger Suarez again? But it is just pathetic. The organization is pathetic. The owner, I give him credit for wanting to move. But the GM did not, front office did not look all in at the trade deadline. If they needed a big bat to put this team over the hump, another bat in order to protect Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber, they didn't get it. Harrison Bader is a great fielder and an okay bat, but he's not a big home run bat. They failed. And if it was because they didn't want to trade Andrew Pater or Justin Crawford, well, then don't complain about not winning the World Championship if you're not willing to go all in. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night, 9 o'clock our time, out in LA. I don't feel too good. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Phillies save some face and at least win one freaking game in this series, not get swept. But I don't feel too good about it. I think we're in for a long, long win. So that's why I got my Eagles game Thursday night. Eagles, New York Giants. Now what happens? If the Phillies win tomorrow night, they play again Thursday. You got the Phillies on TV and you got the Eagles on TV. Which one are you going to watch? We'll see if that happens or not. All right, my friends, thank you for letting me vent. I hope you listened. I hope you watched. I hope you agree with a lot of what I'm saying. I mean, I'm reading a lot of crap on social media. It's like, what the hell? You know? I'm most upset about the fact that the clueless manager decided to kill the rally in the nothing like bunting and his stupidency, the senior asinine of playing for a team. No, you play for the win. Winners play for the win. Thank you, Coco, for agreeing. See everybody soon. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace and love. Bye.